Good morning, everyone. Today I'd like to read a portion of Slavery and the Eight Veils by Don Harkins. Over the last several years, I have evolved and discarded several theories in an attempt to explain why it is that most people cannot see the truth, even when it smacks them in the face. Those of us who can see the conspiracy have participated in countless conversations amongst ourselves that address the frustration of most people's inability to comprehend the extremely well-documented arguments which we use to describe the process of our collective enslavement and exploitation. The most common explanation to be arrived at is that most people just don't want to see what is really going on. Extremely evil men and women who make up the world's power elite have cleverly cultivated the virtual pastures so grass green that few people seldom, if ever, bother to look up from where they are grazing long enough to notice that the brightly colored tags stapled to their ears. The same people who cannot see their enslavement for the pasture grass have a tendency to view as insane conspiracy theories those of us who can see the past the farm and into the parlor of his feudal lordship's castles. Finally, I understand why. It's not that those of us that those who don't see that their freedom is vanishing under the leadership of the power elite don't want to see it. They simply can't see what is happening to them because of the unpierced veils that block their view. All human endeavors are a filtration process. Sports is one of the best examples. We play specific sports until we get kicked off the playground. The pro athletes we pay big bucks to watch just never get kicked off the playground. Where millions of kids play Little League each spring, they are filtered out until there are about 50 guys to go to the World Series in October. Behind the first veil, there are over 6 billion people on the planet. Most of them live and die without having seriously contemplated anything other than what it takes to keep their lives together. 90% of all humanity will live and die without having pierced the first veil. The first veil. 10% of us will pierce that first veil and find a world of politics. We will vote, be active, have an opinion. Our opinions are shaped by the physical world around us. We have a tendency to accept that government officials, network media personalities, and other experts are the voices of authority. 90% of people in this group will live and die without having pierced the second veil. The second veil. 10% of us will pierce the second veil to explore the world of history, the relationship between man and government, and the meaning of self-government through constitutional and common law. 90% of people in this group will live and die without having pierced the third veil. The third veil. 10% of us will pierce the third veil to find that the resources of the world, including people, are controlled by extremely wealthy and powerful families who incorporated old world assets have, with modern extortion strategies, become the foundation upon the world's economy is currently indebted. 90% of the people in this group will live and die without having pierced the fourth veil. The fourth veil. 10% of us will pierce the fourth veil to discover the Illuminati, Freemasonry, and other secret societies. These societies use symbols and perform ceremonies that perpetuate the generational transfer of arcane knowledge that is used to keep ordinary people in political, economic, and spiritual bondage to the oldest bloodlines on the earth. 90% of people in this group will live and die without having pierced the fifth veil. The fifth veil. 10% of us will pierce the fifth veil to learn that the secret societies are so far advanced technologically, that time travel and interstellar communications have no boundaries, and their controlling of the actions of people is what their members do offhandedly, as well as tell our children they must go to bed. 90% of the people in this group will live and die without having pierced the sixth veil. The sixth veil. 10% will pierce the sixth veil, where dragons and lizards and aliens we thought were fictional monsters of childhood literature are real and are the controlling forces behind the secret societies. 90% of the people in this group will live and die without piercing the seventh veil. the seventh veil. I do not know what's behind the seventh veil. I think it's where your soul has evolved to the point where you can exist on earth and be a man like Gandhi was, or a woman of peace pilgrim was. People so enlightened, they brighten the world around us, them no matter what. And then the eighth veil. Piercing the eighth veil probably reveals God and the pure energy that is the life force in all living things, which I think are one and the same. God bless you all.